What's up,
Good morning.
everybody?
How's it going?
Happy Thursday. Coffee and Convo.
Convo, right? So today we are going to
Yes.
ask some questions to each other and talk about, am I worth it?
Yes.
What was the other question I
Am
thought
I
of?
good?
Am I worth it? Am I doing something wrong?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing something.
We can begin to look at our lives this way sometimes. So, first of all,
Cheers.
cheers.
If you're wondering why he sounds so croaky,
No,
he's in his deep
a
voice.
little congested,
a
but,
little bit of a throat
but
thing.
cheers to you.
But yeah, but you're looking good, babe. I like your look. It's a little different. My look is a little different because I don't normally wear a headband.
Yeah.
So we're both kind of, I like different.
Yeah, different. Cool.
Different.
Cool.
Change.
I have this. I'm not looking super aggressive, but I have this aggression inside of me.
Oh yeah. Your
That's
wild side.
My wild
Not
side.
wild oats, but your wild side.
That I'm reawakening after
Yes.
after allowing myself to believe that had to be shut down.
Right.
Again, by a perception of what, some were people in life telling me that's not good. Some of it was then me putting that on. And so I'm just like, so normally I want to be all polished in a certain way, but
Right.
I want my hat on backwards. This is part of me,
Right.
110%. And I know you might say, wow, a t-shirt and a hat on backwards is not a big deal. And it's not, but that's just another part of me.
Yeah,
So,
no, I like
here
it.
it is. What's up?
When I wear a hat, it's most of the time because I don't want to do my hair, or my hair needs to be washed and it's dirty, or But I like it. I like it. It looks good on you. Okay, so
Right.
but then talk.
So, here we are. We're
Yeah.
going to ask some questions.
Yes.
We're
Oh,
looking
we are.
at...
Yeah, I was
yes.
gonna ask you a question. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
ask me a question.
Yeah, so then that wild side, where does that come from? That is not good, or that is not who you are, or not part of who you are. I really have been chewing on that of like, God created us in His likeness and His image, and when He
Right.
created us, He said it was good. It was very good. And why is it so hard to see that in ourselves or in each other sometimes?
Right.
The good.
I mean, for me, definitely part of it comes from not being clear and identifying like this is actually part of who I am and its strengths, and we come from the viewpoint that I'm not good in the first place,
Right.
and I need to be better for him. And then B, it's like, well, these are just things that are going on. Let me try to, form it to everybody around us who are a certain style, a certain way, saying, hey, this is how it should be done if you want to be successful. I mean, that's growing up. It was like, well, if you want to be successful, you need to be this. And I couldn't find that. And then you need to be that. And I couldn't find it. And I shut this down on myself and try to awaken, this piece, and try to communicate more and try to be, a little less wild. It wasn't crazy, or something like that.
I mean,
and
that's pretty crazy. Like this dude,
oh, but see, I was
What?
active,
yeah.
right? I wasn't wild, like whatever.
No. But like
riding,
living on the edge for real, like
riding
cliff jumping,
dirt bikes and motorcycles
like
and
things
cliff
that are
jumping.
fast and
Yeah, that paintballing, airsoft, that was me.
But it's really funny because when you're in nature and outside, you would so within like a split second go off the norm. Like you would not stay within the normal. Like okay, so like very easy explanation. If there's a normal path to walk
Yes,
on for hikers or whatever. No, he wants to go in the bush and he wants to go where no one has gone before, and like that is like
that was
where
me.
in life you can be super like systematic within the whatever. It's really funny. Like I really love that side of you. I love both sides.
Yeah.
I love all 50 sides.
So yeah, with hiking, that's the thing. We'd be hiking up a trail. I would go off the trail,
Yeah.
run up the side, jumping over the logs, jumping on the rocks, swinging on the trees. Like that was what I wanted.
Yeah.
Even though it was a lot more work and harder, it was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Whereas people would just walk on the trail.
Do you remember in South Africa, we were still dating and we were hiking up the Skull Trail or something like that? That hard one that, yeah, I know, I was huffing, puffing, sweating, whatever.
You probably made up the name and you probably made up how hard it is.
That was like a hard one. Didn't we do that? Anyway, there was like a flower somewhere and off the path, something, and you disappeared, and like, it might have not happened exactly like this because
probably not.
My personality likes to, paint a good picture. Anyway, no, I remember something. You disappeared and you like went off in the bush, off the path, whatever, and then you came back and you gave me this flower or whatever.
Oh.
I remember. You don't remember that?
Yeah,
it was on top of Table Mountain.
I mean, if I went off the path, probably I went off the path.
Get me a flower.
But this has been the benefit. I know we've been talking a lot this month about the individual, you as an individual, finding your value and owning that and whatever.
Yeah.
But this ties into parenting. We went hiking 2-3 weeks ago with our kids and the Farwells, our friends, and our son Benji, he's like, everyone's walking on this trail and he's running beside the trail, down the thing, whatever. And I was like, yo, I mean, I'm glad we learned what we did when we did, because he'd come home from preschool and it was like, teacher and stuff, he didn't color inside of the lines on his pictures and things. I was like, dude, don't sweat it. Like, you are born to color outside of the lines. You are born to run off the trail. And so we didn't, we try not to form him into that. It's not always easy because he wants to buck everything.
He definitely needs guidance in that because,
it's every morning they're trying to go out of the door to get to school, and this dude will pump the brakes like crazy for some reason, and as you try to motivate him and push him to go faster, he slows it down to go completely against the system. That in being managed properly will be a huge success. That's who he's born to be, and so we don't want to change that.
So that's what we speak to, because we know that's part of his identity. So we find ways to celebrate that, and that is really what I believe. Like I was going to. But
that's where growing up, like I am this combination of systematic, detail-oriented, accuracy guy with this kind of risk-taker aggression on the side. But in my especially in my teenage years, but it was also, different things in life pop up and start training you that you train yourself. You put a thought, a feeling to that situation and like, hey, I need to shrink it down and stabilize everything. But then I was, as I got involved in church, it was like, well, that's too crazy, that's too wild. Let's tone it down. And then I went 100%. Let me be loyal and listen to people who are telling me certain things, and I shrunk it way down. And then other circumstances, we go to South Africa and we're living there, and just situations in life, how you're working out finances come out. And so what that begins to do is reinforce that thought I let in. Well, hey, you got to do things right, and that actually gets us to that one question. We'll go to question number 2 first, and let me throw it to you. What? Am I doing something wrong?
Right.
Because that begins that thought process. Am I doing something wrong? Kind of solidified something in me for years, where I held that side, that aggression down, or that calculated risk-taking side down, and ultimately wasn't living fully, wasn't feeling fully alive, and wasn't having the success I should be having. Or of course, success is different definitions, but I wasn't having the impact I could be having because I was limiting that side of who Father made me because of situations and circumstances. So when you say, am I doing something wrong, or you're doing something wrong, what does that bring up inside of you?
Well,
because we've talked about that a lot lately.
Right. I think it keeps coming from that initial lie or thought that who you are truly authentically, that's not good enough. Mm-hmm. It's not good enough. And so do I really believe that the things I feel inside and desires and things that I have that come from something good,
Let's make it more real then. So we get that that's kind of the foundation of where it comes from, right? So where has your mind gone to, am I doing something wrong? Like in what situations? So, okay, let me get it started.
Yeah, get it started. I don't know where you're thinking.
So even as we are reestablishing here in California, getting some momentum in different things,
right,
and some things aren't always working out the way we think.
Right.
The last few months, the first thing that comes to your mind, and we'll have a conversation, you'll be like, well, what are we doing wrong? Because we don't see this happening the way we thought it would happen. Right. Or this is not gaining momentum like we thought. What are we doing? What am I doing wrong? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
So
I just have certain belief system which I got a bigger revelation about of me, what it really means for me to have God as my father and be his daughter, my identity as a son or a daughter. And I was like, it was weird that I didn't ever really understand that fully. So, but I believe that me following him and having a relationship with him, certain things, he says that in his word, he takes care of me, he takes care of you, and you don't have to worry, and your needs are met, and in him and in your relationship with him.
So he says that in his word, his son, Jesus?
Yes.
He does. He does in that as well. And he also says it in scripture. Anyway.
No, but like, do I really believe that? So it's I feel like sometimes things need to happen because that's what I believe. That's my faith in him, But when I don't see it the way I have pictured it, whether it's in finances, in provision, in opportunities, when I first had that revelation, I realized that I did not allow myself to think anything outside of church as in the gathering and seeing myself in that place. While I've had dreams and desires growing up of doing other things that have nothing to do with that.
Watch out.
Okay, I'm doing that.
She's coming alive.
So I'm talking whatever. Like I enjoy acting and talking and entertaining and stuff. And I just kind of shut that thing down because I couldn't, listen, I'm talking about myself. Not anything somebody told me. I couldn't see myself doing those things inside of a certain box I put myself in. And so when I had that revelation, our Father tells me who I am as his daughter, and that is enough. There is nothing I have to do for that. Woo! Okay, so I started allowing myself, immediately some of these things came up of desires and dreams I've had that I knew have been there, but I just couldn't, I don't know, it's just weird. there's just been a disconnect. I don't know why, because I would see other people doing it and I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense, you know? Yeah. But for myself, so allowing myself to dream that way again and desire that way again. And so I started kind of like looking for different jobs or, you know, different opportunity, right? Just to explore. Now, just allowing myself to dream and desire like that again has changed things in my belief system drastically. So even if it was just for that, which I know it is not, but even let's say if it was just for that's been, I mean, it has changed and I will never go back to where I was. However, now I'm sitting here and I'm like, nothing is happening, you know, like literally nothing is happening. I want to see like doors open and I want to see like, you know, all the things. And I understand that we walk in time and God is not in time and all those things. But then I still look at my life and at certain things and I'm like, okay, Esther,
what am I doing wrong? Right?
What are you doing wrong? Like, I know we're here for a purpose. I know we're, you know.
And that's where, like, where we built this belief, whether it was taught or not. I mean, somewhere it comes in and you build a belief around it. Well,
that's what religion wants you to think. So you stay in that box.
It's about appropriate behavior, right?
Yeah.
Not about relationship with Father God. Not about walking with Him, living life with Him. No, it's because we've seen Father as wanting us to get it right or you're out of here. Get it right or I want to discipline you. And so it's like, well, it's not happening. Therefore, what am I doing wrong? Because He's disciplining me.
Yeah.
You know, He's stopping it from coming to me. And that's shifted for us. So
what I'm doing now, initially, I will still have those thoughts. I'm not. You know, I'm still getting healed from stuff and delivered. But now what I do is I realize, okay, there is still something I see in Father that I do not recognize as good. And so I need to have more revelations of His goodness. Because if I look at my life and say, okay, where am I doing something wrong, which means I am not good enough, that means I don't believe that somewhere initially He is good and He wants good for me. So then I go and explore with Him, okay, what area is it that I still in that place don't believe?
Yeah.
Where before I would just stay stuck on the, okay, what do I need to do different? What do I need to,
your foundation of value and your foundation of being taken care of is in Father, right? In His value for you, in your identity as a son or a daughter. Yeah. It's in His love. Yeah. He is love. He doesn't just love you. He is love. And I'm reading The Perfect You by Dr. Caroline Leaf, and it talks about how all these different parts of you, how you see things uniquely, experience, all that is part of, you know, Father's creation, and we are wired to live in a realm of love. Mm-hmm. Like outside of that, there's not life at all. Yeah. It's crazy, you know, and we've dismissed love so many times for, you know, all this other stuff.
And if there's still fear in love, or you still connect that to punishment, then you still need to have more revelation and an experience of that love, because there is no fear in love.
So that's your foundation of value and worth. Now, as a son or daughter, but as you start moving as a king or queen in the earth, serving people around you, adding value to people around you, that takes kind of another level. That's where, you want to be executing on certain things to cause impact, right? But that your value and your the love and being taken care of as a son or daughter never changes, even as you.
Right.
But your stewardship in multiplying and having impact to the world is kind of a level as you step up as king and queen. That has some more, you know, you want to be executing at the right time. You want to be taking the right actions, doing the right things. not making it
But-
happen on your own strength though.
Right. Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Like-
That's not. There is no striving in there, and so
Still not trying to, step outside of that. But I think to be able to multiply, you still want to move from that place of, as a son or daughter, you have this place of peace and rest, even though you still rest
Yeah.
ultimately as you multiply, but it takes this level of doing some things as well.
Yeah.
But so for me, I'm a numbers guy, right? Numbers have always been my strength, how I see things. I'm always about, watching you don't overspend or
Right.
or wasteful in that aspect, in any aspect, energy, time, finances. And so going for what am I doing wrong, I got to the point in thinking that if I do something wrong, that I'm going to pay the price for it. And so I took my strength as being a numbers guy and really shrunk everything down. And I'm like, well, we got out here to California and we're restarting, and we needed we sold the one vehicle in Pennsylvania, had to purchase a second vehicle out here. And I was in the beginning, under this pressure and stress, like, I need to make sure it's the right one, that right car that's not going to have problems, because, if I have been given this responsibility and these resources and I make a wrong choice and it breaks down, then we're going to go downhill. Like, I'm going to pay the price for that bad decision. And Father was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not going to punish you. In that, I'm going to help you find a way through, even if you don't get it right, even if you have a strength in that area and you don't utilize it correctly or whatever. And that changed as well, saying, I did it wrong. What am I doing wrong? Things are dried up, or I'm not saying that now, but that from that position, it was always like, things are drying up. What am I doing wrong? What do I have to change? And it's like, wow.
We need to believe that Father is good, and therefore you are good. I am good. And as long as there are areas still that you don't fully believe that, and you think there's still something that needs to be fixed for it to become good, it's not initially good. That's where I believe you'll keep coming back to, and even though when you're in the middle of those situations where you don't see the things, the opportunities or the breakthroughs that you are believing for, it can be hard, but keep tapping into that goodness. Right. I'm telling you, if you keep focusing on that, because that goodness of Father reflects back to you. And it's going to show you where you are enough, that you are enough everywhere. And from there, when you understand that and you get revelations about that, from there, you walk into peace and rest and all that.
So
grace.
From that gives you a healthy foundation to move forward. And, life is a journey with Father. And so he's developing things in you, he's... As you're walking, you're growing, which makes you able to step into another level of influence, impact, whatever you're moving towards. But having that proper foundation,
right.
And then knowing that not everything will be easy, but it's stretching you and growing you so that you can step in, and it's from a place of love, not punishment.
Right. Exactly.
That Father sees so much in you. He loves you so much, and he sees where he's taking you, who he made you to be, how he made you to express it in the world, and he's leading you into those spaces. So I'm not saying some things won't dry up or feel different, and you be led into more possibilities and to go through that journey.
Because that's what I was going to say, isn't it funny in a way that when you look back at journeys that you have gone through already, where you have learned so much or changed so much, is that it might have been really hard, but you wouldn't change it because the things that you have discovered about him and the things that you've discovered about yourself, that's like, so when I look back at this year, you know, I mean, in the beginning, for my personality style, it's all new, fresh, changed. Oh, it's awesome, you know. I mean, can't be any better. I mean, hello, California weather. But then when you have a certain picture and things don't line up, and things start happening that are totally like, oh my word, what's going on? Like in all areas in life, it's hard. It's really hard. But the things that I have discovered with him, oh my word, I will never go back to that place.
Right.
And so
Which
it's
you up
most of the time like that.
For a much better future, a sustainable future of loving people better, impacting people more, you know, living life more fully. Because, man, that understanding of like an angry dad, you know, type thing that we've come out of. And again, I own the spot I gave it in my life. Whatever that, we own it. Yeah. So, you know, I'd encourage you, whatever, I know there's tons of circumstances and stuff that go around everything, but just own, we mentioned this before, just own the spot you gave it. And then change it.
Responsibility.
And live your life fully. Yeah. We tell our kids all the time, like,
Yeah.
you are responsible for you.
You're not a victim.
You are responsible for you. Mm-hmm. You're not a victim.
Take responsibility.
You know? Your brother may have stuck his tongue out at you, or he was shaking his bum at you.
Oh, my word.
You decided how you were going to yell. You decided if you were going to hit them. You decided if you were going to get yourself angry. Yeah. And so, you know, many times we put on a certain pair of glasses and then we perceive everything that's happening in a certain view. Yeah. So own the glasses you put on. You know, go to the Vision Center, whatever, Walmart, get new glasses if you need to.
Glasses, yeah.
Sit with Father and get new glasses.
I really want to encourage you to really believe that He is good and that you are good, that you are enough, that you matter, that the things inside of you, the desires and the dreams that you have, they matter, and they were put there by Father. And so believe in the good of you. Yeah. Believe in the good of others. Believe in the good of Father. And go after that with everything inside of you. And every time something pops up that gets offended by that, just give it to that. And I'm telling you, your life will never be the same.
You're worth it. You're good soil.
Yes.
Because He made you that way.
Yes.
So begin, you know, identify. We can't stress it enough. Identify and begin to own who you are, the value you have in who you are, in how you show up. You know, if you need help with that, let us know.
You are, not who you are becoming. Who you are right now.
So you have foundation and you have expression to the world. Begin to own that, and you know, we can coach you in identifying that if you want. But move into that space. And then every time if something's, you know, not working and it's, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Yeah. Just check it. You know, sometimes in life, it takes a tweak, you know, a little shift to do something more accurately that's going to be better, right? But if it's coming out of a foundation of things aren't happening because I am wrong or I deserve wrong, or begin to check that and then change that thought. So anyway.
You are good. And I'm excited about that wildness. Awesome.
Yes, time to do some more airsoft.
I love it.
My son the other day is like, when are we getting dirt bikes again? You know, when are we getting four-wheelers? It's like, that's on my list to play that way again.
So much fun.
You know, do some more of that and just continue to
called to thrive, not to survive.
You are called to thrive. So I hope today that you can see you're worth it. You're worth any investment. You're worth growing. Father has a high value for you. We celebrate you today. We champion you. Continue to thrive in life. You know, and if you need some coaching in identifying that, or you say, hey, can you, we'd like somebody to speak on these things on value. let us know.
Yeah.
We would
we love that.
we are here to serve you and just
Yeah.
to champion the value inside each of you,
Yeah.
whether in individual or group coaching or in speaking. So anyway, we celebrate you guys.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
See you next
Enjoy
time.
your weekend.